Hi, Glenda. I'm looking at your contract work here, and this is pretty good. And you got to start somewhere. And I think just using one of the provided forms is really the only place to start, especially if you've never done this before. I want to show you a couple of things that I always use, and just going to give you like a synopsis of many times of getting burned in the past. I've gotten burned many times in the past for poor preparation of contract work and not really covering my butt, and then finding out later that something I thought belonged to me doesn't. So I cover my butt now as a professional designer. I mean, it's down to who owns the dot on top of that I in that sentence. Yeah, I'm kidding, but not really. So let me show you, like you've got this all done really well. It looks like you got your whole presentation in here, and that's awesome too. Don't forget in your final presentation, you don't have to show week by week. You would just compile this all into one final presentation, complete with your contract and everything. So, but let me just, you use this contract template, and that's great. That's that supplemental. This is the one I think that is really, really the valuable one. This is the AIGA design contract. And there's a couple of things in here that are really, really super important. And I've made a little list over here so that we can go through them. Okay, so this is basically gather information, plan, budget, draft a proposal, present an agreement, negotiate any modifications, and finalize the agreement. Those are the basic steps. Okay, I always include a kill fee. That means you owe me X amount if you decide to pull this project. I'm the designer. I started the work. 2 months down the line, you run out of money and say, hey, I can't afford this, we're done. You owe me X amount of money, okay? Do you see what I'm saying? Always, always, I put that in my contract, always, because you'd be surprised. Well, actually, you wouldn't be surprised. People change their minds all the time. They think, people in business change their mind all the time. That's why you have to cover your butt. You want my services, you're gonna pay, basically. I'm a designer. I don't do anything for free. I don't give little pieces away for free. I cover my butt, okay? Arbitration. I always include a clause of arbitration saying that if there's a discrepancy that would exceed the amount of blah, 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 then that would be something that would be subject for arbitration. That's so a client can't come along 10 months later and say, well, wait a second, you charged me for this. And I'm sorry, not 10 months later, but when it comes time to pay their bill and they say, well, wait, you didn't say that, this $600, I don't think I should pay it. And I would say, well, wait a second, our arbitration agreement in a contract says anything over $500 goes to arbitration. This is out of my hands. It's got to go to arbitration. See what I'm saying? Ownership and return of the work. Those are like sketches and stuff. Like, who owns those? I want to own all my sketches. I don't give my sketches. I don't give my concept development ideas to anyone. Those remain with me. Revisions, I always say how many revisions before I start charging for revisions. And then, of course, the reproduction of work. This is really super important. You need to understand this. And it's right here in your reproduction of work clause in the AIGA contract. Take a look at that. I think you should add that to yours. I typically, to me, I try to keep all rights to everything. The client, if you have a smart client, they want to keep all rights to everything. Everything in between is called negotiating. Okay. So anyways, good job. If you have any questions at all, just give me a holler and I'll be glad to help you out. But I think you did a good job. Thanks.